want to use it. It's a live mic.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
I'm OMVNA, and I'm the chair of the Mountain View Neighborhood Association. Thank you for coming tonight. We're delighted to have you here for our last general meeting of the year and the candidate panel for City Council. Before we get to the panel discussion, we have a couple of things to do. We actually had a fairly good year this year. We had a very successful stargazing general meeting in April that Ken organized for us. We had great attendance and a lovely time by the kids. My kids still talk about that. We had a very successful ice cream social event. We had great attendance, almost 400 people. The kids, again, had a great time. I think adults enjoyed themselves too. They spent a lot of time. It went very smoothly for us. And of course, tonight we're going to have the panel discussion, so thank you all for coming. Tracy Gordon couldn't make it. She apologizes, but she left some materials outside, so if you're interested in hearing what she has to say, please check it out. Before we get to the panel discussion, we're going to have our elections for next year's steering committee for the Neighborhood Association. Hugh, the chair of the nominating committee, will preside over the very quick vote. And before we get to that, I just wanted to say special thanks to Hugh, who is not going to continue with the board, with the steering committee next year, but this year brought a lot of energy, a lot of positive attitude to everything we've done. We're going to miss him, but he's not really leaving the neighborhood or the board in spirit. And he's going to be focusing next year most of his efforts on establishing a new chapter of the Lions Club here in Mountain View. So, Hugh, thank you.
One last thing, please turn your cell phones off, if you will.
So this year's slate of officers as presented by the nominating committee is board chair, Noam Livnat, returning. Actually, almost everybody's returning. Vice Chair Bruce Carney, Treasurer Aaron Grossman. We have a vacancy in the secretary on the slate, but we'll be taking a nomination from the floor for that. Newsletter editor Velva Rowell, community liaison Ken Rosenberg, at-large member Kim Kofer, and at-large Shelley King. Do we want to take a vote for the slate first and then do a nomination from the floor, or do we do a nomination for secretary now?
Why don't we just do a nomination for the secretary?
I'm sorry?
Nomination for the secretary and then
Okay.
clean slate.
So do we have a nomination from the floor for secretary?
Hugh, I would like to nominate John Emery for the secretary position. He has asked me to do that on his behalf.
Okay, and do we need a second on that?
A second.
Okay, Bruce Carney. So we have a nomination and a second for John Emery for the position of secretary. So now we would entertain a motion. No, I think you need to do the vote.
Any more nominations from the floor for any other position or the alternate secretary position? Yes, Paul.
I call for the nominations to be closed.
I second.
Okay.
Let's go to the vote.
So we need a motion for, do we want to accept a motion for one, cast a ballot for the slate?
Yeah.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, Paul, do we have a second on that motion?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So all those in favor of casting one ballot for the slate of officers as presented? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? And I guess we're done.
Make your name.
For these guys. And then, so we're going to get to the meat of the evening today, and Bruce Carney will lead the panel discussion on our behalf.
Okay.